What is it that's working right now in the YouTube world?
Hooks, hooks, hooks. And it's not just at the beginning.
You went viral. I saw you on different national news stations.
I'm selling tickets to my wedding. We always joked about selling tickets to a wedding because we run businesses and we do events all the time. We were like, what if we just did an event that we just got married at? And then we monetized it. A lot of people spend so much money on their wedding day and it's crazy. We joked about it for a long time and it became real when we went to a venue here that we were looking at to get married. On the quote that they gave me, there was a $650 cake cutting fee.
Jeez.
To cut the cake, not including the cake.
Wow.
I think people need to be on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world, Google being the first, so there's so much attention to own there instead of rent with Facebook ads.
You're watching the Marketing Misfits with Norm Farrar and Kevin King.
Norm Farrar, how you doing, man? How's it going up in Cigar Land up there in Toronto?
It's going very well right now. It's hot, so I can go out and enjoy my stogies.
I know. I mean, I now you're cutting we're having meetings and you cut them off short because in the past it's too freezing cold. It's been 5 days since I've had a cigar. Now you're like, Kevin, I gotta go. And then the weather's good.
It's that time.
And you showed me the other day your son was down in Atlanta and brought up smuggled back. No, he didn't smuggle.
Oh, that was his girlfriend.
That's the wrong word. He brought back some.
Not smuggle. She was a mule. Yeah, let's face it.
He brought some mule because cigars up in Canada are like 4 times expensive because of the taxes. So that looked like a cool box. But you know what else is cool is when you go to events. You know, you and I go to quite a few events, and today's guest is someone. I think I saw her speak at a Funnel Hacking Live. I can't remember if it was Nashville or Orlando or somewhere. And I was like, that girl's pretty sharp. And I was taking some notes because she's like really good at YouTube, social media in general. But like, I think YouTube is one of her specialties. And she was just laying out like, do this, do this, do this. And then just more recently, I was in what was supposed to be the last Funnel Hacking Live in Vegas, and they did little roundtables. And I saw the list of like 50 different names. I'm looking through there and like, who do I want to go harass? And I was like, oh, this one. I want to go to Marley's table and sit there and learn about YouTube, because you and I are trying to blow up this podcast on YouTube more, and we needed a little bit of advice. So I was asking her stuff, and then said, you know what, she'd be great for the podcast. And so I reached out. But this woman, as you're going to see, is super busy. She's got something cool going on at the time of this recording. By the time this comes out, it may have already passed because I think it's next week or the week after. But she's a true definition of a misfit. And I think you're about to get to know someone, Norm, that I think you're going to be very impressed with.
All right. Well, why don't we bring her on?
Let's bring on Marley Jaxx. Welcome to the Marketing Misfits.
Hello. Happily a misfit.
Now I was checking something out in the past. You come from like, before you did this YouTube stuff, didn't you do like a documentary or something? Or you came from something in television or world, right?
Well, actually, I did a documentary a couple years ago in the middle of all the YouTube stuff that I'm doing. But when I was a kid, my dream was always to make movies in Hollywood. And growing up, I did work in radio and television for a little bit. But before anything internet marketing, I was a dental hygienist, which was so weird. It's like such a weird hop from like teeth to YouTube.
Wow.
I gotta say, you just mentioned dental hygienist.
Yeah.
I had some dental surgery done about 2 months ago.
Ooh.
And the guy who did it had 1.5 million followers. I mean, he had an incredible personality, but it was a dental surgeon, you know?
Did he video to you? Are you on YouTube somewhere having your teeth done?
No, because I was crying and went in the fetal position.
I have respect for anybody that does dental work. I mean, I'm not afraid of the dentist. I've had a lot of work done. I'm about to have 2 implants, but I always have this empathy. And so the dental hygienist, I'm always saying, so what's like the grossest mouth you've been in? Or what's like, I'm always like just curious, like, how do you do your job? Or
I've got some stories.
Like, who's got the hair?
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear one. I'm just fascinated by these crazy stories.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to gross people out, but like teeth that were being held in by the calculus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Moving on, next topic.
So you were a dental hygienist, and then you wanted to be in Hollywood. So then what happened next?
Well, I mean, my dream growing up as a kid was I wanted to make movies, but I also, didn't necessarily at the time believe that was possible because of, well-meaning people around us that say, hey, yeah, that's cool, but like, let's just stay safe in this little bubble over here. So I didn't know that I actually could go after that dream. And so I was a dental hygienist, but I was bored of cleaning teeth. I'm a very creative person, and cleaning teeth is very repetitive and, as you already established, kind of gross. And so I was doing the social media for the dental office just for fun, just because like I would create content around the office goldfish or whatever hygienist's story, something that happened that weekend. And I was good at it. And then the business owners started referring me to other friends of theirs who own businesses, or patients that came in who's doing your social media? And then kind of overnight, I had a business. And I didn't really know that you could make money doing social media. So I started joining Facebook groups and being like, well, how do I do this? Like, how do I make sure that I'm doing a good job for these people? And the funny part of this is like, I accidentally was charging more than what was kind of normal. Like I went into a Facebook group and was like, hey, what are you social media managers charging your clients? And some of them were like $300 a month, $500 a month. And I was like, oh my gosh, I said $2,000, $3,000 a month. And they said yes. So I better like do an amazing job for them. And I'm a brand new, I don't even know what I'm doing at the time. And so I started learning everything. I learned Facebook ads. I learned funnels. I learned SEO, I learned YouTube. And of course, with my dream of making movies, I was like, I basically get to make movies about entrepreneurs and their businesses. And so then my business kind of evolved from social media into specializing in YouTube.
Hey, Norm, you'll love this, man. I talked to a seller the other day doing $50K a month. But when I asked them what their actual profit was, they just kind of stared at me.
Are you serious? That's kind of like driving blindfolded.
Exactly, man. I told them, you got to check out Seller Board, this cool profit tool that's built just for Amazon sellers. It tracks everything like fees, PPC, refunds, promos, even changing COGS during using FIFO.
Aha. But does it do FBM shipping costs too?
Sure does. That way you can keep your quarter four chaos totally under control and know your numbers, because not only does it do that, but it makes your PPC bids, it forecasts inventory, it sends review requests, and even helps you get reimbursements from Amazon.
Now that's like having a CFO in your back pocket.
You know what? It's just $15 a month, but you got to go to sellerboard.com/misfits, sellerboard.com/misfits. And if you do that, they'll even throw in a free 2-month trial.
So you want me to say, go to sellerboard.com/misfits and get your numbers straight before your accountant loses it?
Exactly.
All right. You know, I dabbled in social media, and what I always found, this is for Amazon sellers, and they didn't want to spend money. Like, okay, it'll be $1,000 a month. No, can you get it to 100? Mm-hmm. You know, it just, I don't know how you did it, but trying to just pull $300 a month from an Amazon seller was like pulling teeth. No pun intended.
Yeah. So that, what year was this? How long ago was this?
That was 2016.
Okay. And so so you started doing that, and then you started an agency, and then you went off and did the because then you win like an Emmy, or you won something for the documentary, right?
We won awards at film festivals, at the Manhattan Film Festival and the LA Documentary Film Festival, and we did submit it for an Emmy, but we didn't get nominated. But
okay, I knew it was some sort of award. So what is it that drew you versus all the social medias? What made you decide, okay, I'm going to focus on YouTube and become like the expert on YouTube? Why YouTube versus Instagram Reels, or TikTok didn't exist back then, or it was Musical.ly back then, but why YouTube?
Well, it started just with the love of creating video. And so at the time, Facebook and Instagram wasn't really video focused. Now I definitely do a lot of video content on all the platforms. Any platform that has video, which is obviously very prioritized, is fantastic. But the reason why I came into YouTube was kind of an accident at first. Was I was making videos answering frequently asked questions that my clients were asking me. So if they were like, how do I put text on an image, or how do I do this thing? And I was making videos and I was putting them on YouTube to answer the question. And I knew like, okay, I'll answer it kind of general so that if another client has the same question, I can send them the same video. And they started to take, like, some of these videos were seen by like I was getting thousands of views. And I was like, I only meant for that to be for a client. Well, can I do this again on purpose? And so I started making more how-to videos at the time, answering questions that I thought other people would have. And so because my channel started to take off, then I was like, can I now do that for a client, for this plumbing business, for this author, for this, etiquette coach? I had a whole bunch of different clients at the time in different spaces. And video was always the thing that got the best results.
Were you on camera for these clients, or were you coaching them of how to do it?
I had both. So I had a lot of done for you clients. Most of my clients were done for you. And even I had clients that I would like that were in different, I was in Canada at the time. So I was flying to the States a lot too. And what I would do was I had a service that was like, I called it 6 months of content in 3 days. I would film them. I would create all their content. We would batch film for 3 days. And then I would just produce all of it over the next 6 months, which was great. But I was never home. Like that, I think it was like 2 years in a row that I was 200 days away from home.
Now, is there a formula that you're using for these?
For the
videos, is it a set of different recipes, or is it pretty much one specific formula that you're using?
Well, back then I was doing a lot of how-to videos because back then YouTube was really more focused on search. I wouldn't use the same strategy today. The strategy today is really more hooks, grabbing attention, and having kind of polarizing topics to speak to.
That's what that it has shifted. It's the how-to stuff is still there, and answering those questions, people still go there. I had just recently I had an old Ford Mustang Mach-E, and we didn't know how to change the battery, and we went on and. The guy that came out to help me jump it or whatever, and this is a fully electric car that has a battery that's like hidden like underneath like 27 trestles or whatever. And there's a YouTube video on how to do it. But you're right, now it's about the 3-second hook or the 2-second hook, or it's about the thumbnail. And then some people are now saying, well, the thumbnails don't matter as much anymore. It's the title and the hook. And what is it that's working right now in the YouTube world? What is it if like we'll just take our podcast for example. Mm-hmm. What should someone like content creators like us be doing to actually try to maximize our reach on something like YouTube?
Hooks. You constantly, and it's not just at the beginning. Like a lot of people, yes, they'll spend a lot of time on like, what's the first sentence, the first thing that we say. But if that's the only interesting thing, and then 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds in, you've lost them, they're not even going to see if you said something cool 10 minutes in, because you have to keep grabbing that attention. So I think about it like the comedian who, if you go to a comedy show, they have great jokes that keep like building on each other and building these new peaks of like all the way building to this big finale ha joke at the end. That if you had a good joke at the beginning and then boring the rest of the time, but then a good joke at the end, that's the kind of comedy show that people would be throwing tomatoes at the wall. So we need to have attention resets that are going to really shift people's attention. We need to have open loops as well. Open loops meaning kind of unanswered questions or curiosities that are going to keep pulling people through. And whenever I talk about this, I always encourage people to notice it in movies. How I use this example a lot where I'll watch the first 60 seconds of the movie Deadpool. In the first Deadpool, it opens to him sitting on a highway overpass and all these cars buzzing by, and it pans up to him and he's drawing something. He's like coloring with a crayon or something, and it's like a picture of him beating up another guy, and it says something about the name Francis on it. And then I pause, and then I say, okay, guys, what questions did you have? And because they didn't know that, they typically don't know a question. Okay, let's watch it again and think of any possible question that could pop in your mind. Why is he sitting on a highway overpass? Why is he dressed like that? What is he drawing? Who is Francis? How did he jump off that bridge and not die landing on that car? And then who are these bad guys that he's fighting? So see how like in 60 seconds, I listed off 5 to 7 questions. And that happens throughout movies, commercials, TV shows. Netflix always has the cliffhanger at the end of the episode that makes you binge watch the next ones. We need to do that in our content.
That's why sometimes that makes sense on a movie, you'll see like they'll show a scene like this 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and then they'll cut to something, they'll say 7 days earlier. They're like showing you the end. It's like, how did you get to that end? And how did this actually happen?
Great
So
example.
it's a lot that's, I was just thinking that when you were saying that should be a good example.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully we can start doing that, Kev.
Yeah, we guess
maybe. I got it. You can dress up in a Deadpool suit and just squat on a bridge and draw Norm.
People are like, what happened to Norm? What happened? What did Kevin do? So how did people do that though? So that's with intent. So should be people that are creating, should they be editing? Creating with intent. Some people say do the thumbnail and the title first, and then go shoot the video. Other people say no, just shoot it and then just pull out the best parts and take like whatever soundbite you say in this. Maybe it's at 42 minutes. Put that in the front, and then sprinkle in something that's coming at 56 minutes, at 30 minutes, like coming soon or whatever, like they do on America's Got Talent. Like the next act's going to be blah blah blah. So something along those lines. Or should we just be going to just shorts and just like take the good pieces, and the people that are diehards that want to watch 60 minutes of us three talking, they can do that. And the rest should just be little snippets that hopefully they're getting some brand awareness about us. Or what's the right approach there?
All of the above can work. I think and sometimes you'll edit a video and be like, oh my gosh, I've totally nailed it. There's great open loops. We have a great hook. And sometimes it won't hit. I've even had videos where we'll post the same video on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and it'll totally go nuts on YouTube and just doesn't get anything on TikTok, or vice versa, like any of them. And so it's like, we're going to do our best knowing that we have created open loops, we've created hooks, and yes, the strategies of like film it and then pull out the most intriguing parts to create like a teaser of what's to come, that can absolutely work. You can also kind of film with that editing in mind of like teasing what's, you have a little commercial break kind of thing to say, okay, next we're going to talk about this thing. That can absolutely work. For talking head videos, I have videos where I'm still doing some tutorials or trainings, and I might say something like, hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you these 3 things. I'm going to show you A, I'm going to share with you B, I'm going to share with you C. And because of how I've positioned those 3 different points, it's like, okay, well, now I need to hear all of them. And another cool way that I've seen this done is you say something like, okay, and you need to make sure, I'm going to give you 5 points, and you have to make sure that you pay attention to number 4, because if you don't implement number 4, the first 3 won't even matter. And then number 5 is going to show you how to even scale that even further. Well, what did I just do there? Now you have to listen to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 so that you can get the result that you came here for this video for.
I guess you could split up those 5 as well into just small clips and just tease.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creators out there right now. Everybody in my neighborhood wants to be a creator. Everybody wants to be a creator, and most suck. And that's the reality. And then you don't know, like if you're trying to do this and you're afraid to go on camera, you don't want to be on camera, but you have a great brand and you're trying to find somebody, well, there's a problem. How do you find the right creator? There's so many people that have fake followers and they're just not good. They don't have the right personality. How do you find that right creator for that brand?
Are you saying like to have a different face on camera?
Yeah. So let's say you have a face for radio and you just don't want to be
That's
seen.
not you. That's not you.
It's not me. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But just the person doesn't want to be on camera. He runs the business. He's a CEO. He's growing the business, but he doesn't want to do that.
I would look at 2 different directions here of, can I either help them overcome the fear, or can we just leverage different strengths? Because I actually think that finding a different face, a different spokesperson should be like the last case scenario.
Really?
Because we don't want a Jared from Subway situation.
No. Yeah. No, definitely not.
I would much rather, and also you have less control over what this person does. I mean, you say you have a spokesperson and then in their personal life, they're doing stuff that doesn't represent the brand. Meanwhile, the whole brand, this is the face, it's going to take down the whole company. Look what just happened with Astronomer. Like, he's not even the potentially face, but look what happened when he did become a face of something very public, which is very unfortunate. But I would rather see, okay, what is the fear of being on camera? Because really it's, it's a piece of metal and plastic. Can I help you overcome that fear by seeing the big benefits of it? And usually it's the root is just a much deeper, insecurity or even just
afraid of being judged, right? People are afraid of being judged.
But you're going to be judged no matter what. Like, you get judged for doing good, you get judged for doing bad. You may as well get judged for doing something that you enjoy and that is paying you and is serving other people. If you just downright don't enjoy it, though, okay, now here's the other caveat is people can say, I don't like creating content. Yeah, I get it. I don't like doing my laundry, but it has to get done. Like, it eventually, it's going to serve you in some way. So can we just find ways that can make it fun? And I created a program called Content Game because I get that too. Like, I have phases where I don't want to create content, but I know that it works. And so it's kind of like I tell my kids, only brush the teeth that you want to keep. I'm like, only create content on the days that you want to make money and serve people. But we can find different ways of doing that. Like, if you really don't like video, can I help you get better at it? Or can we help you crush written content instead, or podcasts? If you got a face for radio, that's what podcasts are for.
But now podcasts are 55 or 60% of podcast traffic comes from YouTube.
Yeah, and I still
YouTube
would recommend
the number one source for podcasts out there is not Apple or Spotify, it's YouTube.
Yeah. So I highly recommend being on video, and I can overcome objections all day to why video is going to be great. But I certainly do have clients that are that don't want to do video, and I help them crush it on Twitter or Medium or blogs, LinkedIn, and they're doing just fine. So
what about with I saw some statistics, close to 40% of all YouTube is consumed on a 75-inch or a bigger TV now.
Yeah.
So, people are watching this, next to their Netflix or next to their Amazon Prime when they're sitting down on the couch or in bed at night or whatever. How important is it now for quality of video? How much should someone be paying attention? Audio we know is like most critical usually, but should we be paying attention, or should people be like, man, they can see every zit on my face because they're on an 85-inch screen, or what do you, or just don't worry about it, just be you. What's your philosophy on lighting and all that kind of stuff?
Sure, I think it's important that it looks good. But I've also had clients that they spend a lot more on the production value and the views actually go down, because when they were just filming videos on their iPhone, sitting on the floor in their bedroom and just talking to an audience, like just very personally, it came across in a way that was just so resonant and people were so relatable. And so, yeah, sure, I think it's important to have good sound that people aren't distracted, that they can actually hear you, and good lighting that, shows off your features or that people can actually see you. But what's most important is the message. And a lot of times the objections can be these technical things. Well, what do I wear? Whatever you want. You could wear the same thing in every single video, and I don't care. And if someone in your comments cares, they're probably watching close enough that they're going to be a buyer.
That's true.
So we had something happen the other day where we were doing something live, and all of a sudden, this never happened before. It just happened. We started to get this guy just comment, just negative. And as they were coming in, we were getting rid of them. How do you, and I know we're talking about like YouTube videos, but there's live. And how do you control that side of the performance?
Like if you're getting like negative comments.
Yeah, trolls and stuff on like lives or on your comments on your posted videos and stuff. Some people take great offense to that. Some people just let it roll off their shoulder. What's your advice on that?
Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
I actually, you mentioned the documentary that I made. I made a documentary on cancel culture. And that was probably the best exposure therapy I've ever done, because I did a publicity stunt about getting canceled. And it was very live and it was very real. If anyone wants to go watch it, it's on my YouTube channel. And there's a very big plot twist at the end. That's all I'll tell you. But just know that when it did happen, this really happened. This was live. I had a ton, even for like weeks later, of people that loved it and people that hated it. And there's still people that like, you know, don't like me because of the content that I created. And at the end of the day, though, the people that I'm thinking about most are the people that were impacted by it, because that's what I set out to do. And if you don't create content because you're worried about what other people are going to think, like, who are you really doing a disservice to? You can't water down your message for people that were never going to be your audience anyway. So when I get trolls or haters, I usually just respond with humor, like, or don't respond at all. Like, you don't owe them anything. If I get some negative comment about my appearance or that what I said was dumb, someone even in a video the other day was like, they said something about my nails. Like they said my nails were distraction. I was talking with my hands, and my nails were bright pink or something. And they said, these nails are so distracting, I can't even pay attention to what you're saying. And I just responded with something like, my nails are writing you up an apology letter for your attention span. I apologize. Try this video instead. And it just rolls off the back if you let it, and just know that, like, that person, does it really matter? Should it really affect you showing up for the people that do need you? Yeah,
but at least you weren't called a Travelocity gnome.
Oh.
Well, that's because you had food in your beard, Norm. That's because the food was It was a crumbs.
There was a little kid sticking out, you know?
Yeah.
So, Marley, a lot of people say that I had Daryl Ives speak at my event in Iceland back in April, and one of the things he said, he talked about YouTube, and he said you should never have to advertise on YouTube. If you do things right, it should be purely organic, and where you're not sending some of the things he said, I just want to see your take on this. Never send traffic off of YouTube, because that's taking them off. Send them to other videos on YouTube or other videos in your channel, and that's going to juice the algorithm so that it's starting to show your stuff to more and more, and you're going to get more subscribers, more people coming in. What is the trick to actually putting up a video on YouTube, and if you've got a lot of content, and actually keeping people in that ecosystem and keeping it growing and growing? Someone else told me that you need 180 days of like video every single day on YouTube, and that tells the algorithm that okay, we're going to start showing you more. And I was like, that doesn't sound too good. Then we had someone come on the podcast we recorded last week.
This was crazy.
It said that exact same thing. It said, he's shooting videos in the casino in Vegas. He and his buddy go down to the casino and sit there and play slots and just shoot each other, and people are watching, and they're getting 200, 300, 500 views, 1,000 sometimes. And then right around that 180-day mark, not exactly 180, but right around that, all of a sudden, all the videos started going to 4,000, 5,000, 50,000, 100,000. And it was almost like clockwork. And I was like, well, maybe there is something to this. Yeah. So I just want to hear from you. Have a lot more experience than us. What is it that people should be doing to help get that organic reach on YouTube? Or should we be taking and throwing dollars against ads for like this podcast to try to blow it up? Or what's the right approach?
I'll tell you, I've tried all of those. I've done a combination of all of them, and all of them can work. I've done the 180 days. We were posting 5 videos a week, and I got some good subscriber growth, and I also got burnt out. So it's like, is it sustainable? Is it something you just do in a spurt and then kind of come back to it? Like, I did that, and then I think I took like 6 months off of YouTube, which I don't think is good for the algorithm. Maybe I could have gone down to like a video a week, but I also was just like, I don't even want to look at a camera, which I don't recommend. I don't ever want to come back to a phase of life where I don't create content, because I think that it's also, creating content should also be something for yourself. Like, I grow through creating content. Like, you know, when you teach to learn, like, you are integrating what you are learning so much deeper. Like, when I can teach something, I know I've really got it. So I think that that's really important in creating content. With the idea of not running paid ads, if you have organic, I think it's an option. Running paid ads, like, ads are fast, content lasts. Absolutely. If you have organic traffic that's crushing it, you don't have to run paid ads. Paid ads can, though, also reach a cold audience who's never heard of you before. And then they can also go down the rabbit hole of your organic content. So I don't think that it's like a black and white. I think that you can do a little bit of both. I wouldn't run them on the same channel. That's actually something that we tell our clients is like, don't run your YouTube ads on the same channel as your organic, because we don't want it to mess up with the algorithm, because we want YouTube to push out your organic stuff organically.
Sorry, can you explain that?
Yeah, just that if you are running ads to your channel, all of your metrics are going to look like, wow, I got a ton of views, but you were paying for those views. I would run ads on one channel, your organic on another channel, and people don't even see like what channel it's coming from. But I just don't want to mess up your metrics and mess up the algorithm from just pushing out your content organically.
Or you dupe your content on a second channel, basically, or whatever you're going to run ads against.
You just because when you run a video ad, it's not even like a public ad that people can find in search. So we just have them on separate channels. You don't move your content over to one. One, it can be a blank channel that you're running ads from, and the other one is your channel that you're putting all your organic.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. What about boosting? Throw $100 or $200 against this podcast.
Mm-hmm. You can. I haven't really done that. I would rather, and here's the other thing, is when you post a video on YouTube, this is actually something that I have to correct a lot of people on, is often they'll post a YouTube video and then they'll like blast it out to their Facebook and Instagram and email list because they want to promote it and say, go over to my YouTube channel so we can get more views. Actually, what you should do is wait 2 weeks. We want YouTube to try to pick it up on its own. Yeah, we want to train the algorithm to push it out to the right people that is going to find it organically. And at that point, if sometimes a video will take off, like years later. I had this one video, it was like 2022, and a video that I made in 2019, just overnight, just like skyrocketed. Was not sending ads to it. I actually don't run ads to my YouTube videos at all. I just let it go organically. But that video, even though I posted it years ago, I think we're over, are we coming up on 2 million views on it? Like I posted it years ago and it just like picked up out of nowhere. And so you never really know, like sometimes the videos that you posted a while ago can take off, or, it's.
That's the beauty about YouTube though, is versus TikTok or some of the other social medias, there's usually a short shelf life. But versus YouTube, I've heard this a lot. Old stuff can become new again much easier on YouTube. So that library of stuff sitting there, it becomes more and more valuable over time. As you grow.
I wish I could do that. But we also heard something, and Kevin and I go back and forth on this all the time. You have 2 separate channels. So do you believe you should have 2 separate channels for long form video and clips?
I used to think that. And that was when YouTube was more, they would send traffic to whatever was kind of getting more views. So I also think that people convert more on long form. You think about your attention span when you're watching a long form video. Typically people are like settled down to watch it. When they're when I'm watching short form, I'm just flipping through and I'm not typically clicking a link or following up with anything. But now I would put them on the same channel, but I did test that for a while where I had them on separate channels.
I was always worried about, we have a long form video and people get through 8 minutes of it and they click off. So the percentage is only so much. When you have the short, when you have the clips under 3 minutes, they might watch the 75% of it, which would probably show that you're having a better conversion rate. So I'm just stuck and then if you drive traffic over, and they don't know you. So Kevin and I are known in the Amazon space, but if we start to promote this and traffic comes over, they might listen to 1% of it and click off. So now your conversion rate or time viewed just plummets. Couldn't that hurt you?
It's not conversion rate, it's the watch time. It's the watch time as a percentage is lower, so it's less engaging content versus a short where they might have a higher percentage watch time is what is what he's asking. Is there anything?
And I think
he mansplained it for me.
That was perfect. No, but I think that's where we're getting into like talking about, okay, if we drive cold traffic to a video, how do we make sure that is interesting to cold traffic and we can convert that cold traffic into warm traffic? And typically when I'm running I run ads on Facebook, I'm not driving them directly to an offer. I'm letting them watch my content. I'm sending them a bunch of just free content in the ads first, and then I'm sending them a lead magnet. If they've gotten my lead magnet, then I'm sending them the ads for an offer. Or my ad just has to be that good, like really good creative, that it's going to grab their attention enough to go, who is this? Oh, that's an interesting offer. But otherwise, we got to warm them up, because otherwise it's like meeting someone and asking them to marry you. Like, you got to date them a little bit first.
Are you looking to quickly boost new Amazon product launches or scale up existing listings to reach first page positioning? The influencer platform Stack Influence can help.
That's right. Stack Influence pushes high volume external traffic sales straight to Amazon listings using micro influencers that you only have to pay with your products.
They've helped up-and-coming brands like Magic Spoon compete with Cheerios for top category positioning, while also helping Fortune 500 brands like Unilever launch their new products.
Right now is one of the best times to get started with Stack Influence. You can sign up at stackinfluence.com or click the link in this video down in the description or notes below and mention Misfits, that's MISFITS, to get 10% off your first campaign. stackinfluence.com. What do you do in the description? What's your strategy for the description?
I put a line or two at the top that's another hook. After that, I put the links that I mentioned in the video. So if I mentioned another video or if I mentioned a lead magnet, that's right at the top. And then typically some other links underneath that, if like that were unrelated, but here's some other resources, little description of who I am, what I do, and other social media links.
What about mistakes? What are some common mistakes that entrepreneurs are making on YouTube?
First of all, not doing it. I think that's a big mistake. I think I have this one friend that's like, every year he says he's starting his YouTube channel, and every year he's like, I should have started it last year. It's like that saying of when's the best time to plant a tree 10 years ago? Next best time's today. And it's like, the longer you wait, the more you could have been. And it's the same effort that you'd be putting into running Facebook ads, but this content actually lasts. So yeah, I think people need to be on YouTube. It's a search engine. It's owned by Google. It's the second largest search engine in the world, Google being the first. So there's so much attention to own there instead of rent with Facebook ads. And then the other thing is, I think just we talked about hooks already, like not having hooks. I kind of poke fun at when people say like, hey guys, just popping in real quick. I'm like, stop popping. Like, what? Why are you saying that? You're saying it because everyone else does. And it's become just this pattern that we hear people say, hey guys, just popping in real quick. But the subtext to that is, hey, I don't want to take up too much space. Just going to be really quick. I don't want to interrupt what you're doing, but if you could just listen to me and give me your attention really quickly, I won't take up too much time. Instead of like, boom, I'm here and I have a really important thing to say that's going to change your life, and you don't need like, don't look anywhere else. But you can't say that. You have to show it.
What about now with Instagram now getting indexed by Google? And a lot of people are saying that's now a huge new SEO platform for video, for short form video especially. What's your take on that, and what should people be paying attention to?
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how that changes how we show up on search and how our Instagram content gets shown. Because other than YouTube, Instagram is definitely my next favorite. I think I definitely spend more time scrolling through short form content on Instagram. So, and creating content is a lot easier on Instagram than YouTube because of just making shorts. So I think it's going to be great for people.
Yeah, go ahead, Norm.
I was just going to say, if you might be able to help us manage expectations. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs or people out there are hearing this and they think they can go from zero to top authority in a couple of weeks. What's realistic?
Everybody thinks they can go viral. Everybody's
yeah.
Let me go viral, or they ask the agencies, make me go viral.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not that easy.
It's not that easy, but it can happen. And I think the people that have the right attitude, that they want to, the most important thing next to wanting to is being committed to. And we certainly have had clients that they can grow channels really quickly because they put in the effort. And the thing is, a lot of people want the destination, but they don't want the path. I want to go viral, but what is that going to take? that means that you have to like actually be obsessed with your content. And the people that are obsessed are the ones that get it done. It's not a quick fix of like, I'm just going to hire this company and they're going to tell me exactly what to say and they're going to edit it in the right ways. Maybe, absolutely, maybe. Might be a little expensive at that rate, but I love when there's clients that have those big audacious goals, but then the next thing is, are you going to commit to what it takes to go viral? Because it's typically not talking head to the camera just like this. It's more like you're going to do a stunt. You're going to do something polarizing that can get some positive and negative attention, or it's going to be something that people haven't seen before. How do we do something that's just completely disruptive?
So, like, if I just took a slice of cheese right now and threw it at Kevin's head, I think that would be
I think Norm, she's talking about actually doing something quite disruptive and being a misfit and actually charging to go to a wedding.
Oh, that's an idea.
That's disruptive.
That gets you, that can go viral and that gets you on the news before and after a podcast, and that gets you on Good Morning America and gets you all these places, and then build your brand authority for your name and your to-be husband's name, and does all this other cool stuff. Something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Familiar. Yeah. Sounds familiar. Yep.
What is that? What's happening?
Yeah. So as you said, I'm selling tickets to my wedding, and as at the time we're filming, we are 9 days away. We just hit the single digits, so it's heating up. But yeah, we got engaged in January, and when we got engaged, we always joked about selling tickets to a wedding because we run businesses and we do events all the time. That we were like, what if we just did an event that we just got married at, and then we monetized it and didn't go broke for a day. A lot of people spend so much money on their wedding day, and it's crazy. And they can't afford it. And we joked about it for a long time, and it became real when we went to a venue here that we were looking at to get married. And on the quote that they gave me, there was a $650 cake cutting fee. Just to cut the cake, not including the cake.
Wow.
And I started seeing red, like, oh my gosh, these brides and grooms are just getting slaughtered. Like, why is it that when you say the word wedding, it becomes like 10 times more expensive? And I went to social media and I shared the story of like, oh my gosh, we just got this in our quote. And my comments flooded with people saying, yeah, I had a quote for like $30 just for the plate, not even including the food on it. And I spent this much on my wedding, and I spent this much on my wedding, and it's crazy. And then I made another post saying, I've always thought that people should just sell tickets to their wedding. Like, what? I think that'd be great. And then my comments flooded again with people saying, you should do that. Absolutely. It makes sense. And some people also didn't like it. I'll be honest about that. Like, there's people that love it and hate it. And then so I made another post. Hypothetically, if we sold tickets to our wedding, would you come? How much would you expect tickets to be? And we had people that said 100, 200, 1,000. And so we debated it for a long time. We're like, do we do this? Like, it's disruptive. It's new. I don't think people have done it, but have they done it well? And could we actually turn this into a new way of doing things? Like the way that Uber at the beginning was weird, getting into an unlicensed stranger's car, and now it's the norm. Airbnb, staying in a stranger's house, that's weird. Now it's the norm. Selling imaginary coins on the internet, now Bitcoin is the norm. Like, it's just a different way of doing things. And so we, after a lot of debate, decided to do it. And so our wedding is August 1st. Our tickets are $57. We're basically saying, contribute to your meal. We don't need a toaster. Don't bring us a gift. But here's the experience we're going to create. We have these performers. We have this food. It's going to be people would spend much more than that to go out for dinner or to go to a concert or whatever. But you get to come here, and here's the kind of people that are going to be at it, while we're also, going to celebrate one of the most important days of our lives. Would you like to be a part of it? And I think there's so many benefits to this too, especially that it brings weddings back to being about it takes a village instead of going into debt for a single day. And financial constraint is the number one cause of conflict in a marriage. So why would we set ourselves? There's so many debt points in life. Okay, you go to college, you get into debt. You buy a house, you get into debt. You buy a car, you get married, you go into debt. I think that we could just shift the way things are done.
And you went viral. I saw you on different national news stations.
And more coming. I can't say them publicly because they're exclusive, but there's more coming.
Y'all got TV up there in Toronto, Norm?
Yeah, we do have that, and we have electricity too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
No,
Oh, wow. Y'all moving on up.
Kevin, you know how I know you're not from Toronto? You
How?
call it Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah. So
Toronto.
what's a way? We have that same thing here in Austin. I'm in Austin, and there's streets here like people say Guadalupe. I was like, no, it's Guadalupe. So we can always tell who's like from here or who's not from here. So how are you supposed to say Toronto?
Toronto.
So I'm not Toronto. That's wrong.
You enunciated it Toronto.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
It's
All
subtle.
right.
Same thing with Boise. So I say Boise, and they correct me. It's Boise.
Boise. Oh,
Yeah, Boise.
I get hit on the about. I can't like
Yeah.
everybody goes about.
Yeah.
And I say,
Well,
no, I'm saying about.
I'm originally from Canada, so sometimes people will say to me too, "Oh, your accent just came out," and I'm like, "What do you mean?"
So I'm back on the wedding. So you're doing it's $57, and then you have a little. I went to your website a few weeks ago. Maybe it's changed, but you had like a little mastermind, stay an extra day, or there was something, or there's like going to be like it's a little bit of an upcharge, but there's like a marketing mastermind or something going on.
Yeah, we turned it really into 3 days. So the day before the wedding is a relationship retreat kind of day that we have relationship experts. We will have been married for -1 day at that point. We're not the experts, so we're bringing in the experts. And then there's also a rehearsal dinner that people can come to. It's a charity rehearsal dinner. And then the day after the wedding, we're doing a biohacking brunch, and we have some amazing biohacking experts and sessions. People can get red light therapy and brain optimization and breath work. And it's going to be a cool experience.
So how many people are you expect? I know this is coming out after it's happened, but how many people are you expecting? This is in Boise?
In Boise, yeah.
Boise.
It'll be in Boise. And right now, I think we're about 300. But as I just said to you, we're about to be on the local news tonight and then also on Monday. And if you know events, I mean, a lot of people buy their tickets last minute, which my caterer has definitely been very patient with us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like events are always like you're stressing. Like every time I do an event, it's like, man, this one just nobody's buying tickets in the last 2 or 3 days.
Last minute.
And it's like it's all boom, 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 boom.
That's where we've been.
So what do you hope to come out of this? Do you hope that other people follow your lead? Do you hope to create a little consultancy business out of this, or to create a course on YouTube, or what? Or are you just doing this because you're a misfit and just this is fun and exciting and cool to do?
All of the above. Yeah, I want to teach this, and I already have the webinar mostly written. Of course, we're in the middle of the case study, so I want to be able to share like, here's everything that happened. Here's the end of the story. But I want to be able to teach people how to do this, that they can monetize their weddings through either selling tickets, doing sponsorships, doing brand deals, affiliates, doing exchanges, like the venue here, for example, that we're getting married at. We put down the deposit, and then as we got to know each other, he needed help with his marketing. I have that skill. So we did a trade. There's a business here that wants more exposure that I'm going to help. I referred them to a bunch of clients. They are then giving us their service for free. And there's also been a lot of people that they're like, you have a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience there. How can I get involved? And I say that cautiously because I don't want people to hear this and think, well, you can only do that because you're an entrepreneur. No, I think anyone can do this. And it's just about getting creative in what's a win-win for everyone involved, and who are the people that you have in your circle already that want to be a part of something, that we bring this back to being about it takes a village. And then even the story in selling tickets, it's like, hey, I don't need a toaster. Pay for your seat at the table. If any money's left over, this is going towards, I'm saying for other people, for us, we didn't need this, which is why we have Village Impact that is our charity. Like the profit's going to helping build a school in Kenya. But for other people, if they go, this is going to help us put a down payment on our house, or this is going to help us to go on a honeymoon of our dreams. Like for someone that you love, wouldn't you go, Of course. Yes, I would much rather, instead of buying you a toaster that I don't know is going to really make a long-term impact, yeah, I want to help you with that down payment on your house. And that becomes kind of the story around what else is going to happen as a foundation from this wedding.
I'm assuming you have someone producing this for you, or are you doing this yourself and just guiding it? Or is there someone like on the ground, like a wedding planner type of person coordinating all the ins and outs?
I got a wedding planner 2 weeks ago. So I've really done most of it myself, but then leading up to it, like the month, I think every wedding should have like a coordinator kind of person that's like the month of, day of coordination, because when I'm walking down the aisle, I don't have time to go, yeah, put the ice cream over there. But yeah, I have an amazing wedding planner who's been able to pick up all of my ideas here and go, okay, here's this person, and she's kind of coordinating the last minute details.
It's just a great way that you could just expand your community, like reach out to your community. I don't mean to expand it, but everybody's got a community. They're just with their friends, their family. This is a great idea. I love it. And if this starts to spread, now I can say, I know the person that started that. It's great.
Yeah. I really hope it does.
In an AI world, community is one of the biggest things that you need. And bringing this together, not only is it you're creating massive content that's going to make you individually an authority, which is good for all the engines in weddings and marketing and everything else. Plus, it's also bringing community together and giving people a totally different experience, which they'll never forget. They'll always be talking till the day they die. I went to Marley's wedding. It was the first time anybody ever charged for a wedding. I never heard of that. It was so amazing. And we did this biohacking stuff. It's never going to leave them. And that's what it's about. It's not always about the money. It's about creating experiences with the people that you love and the people that you care about and the people that you want to give back to. And you're wrapping all those up into one, and the charity aspect where you're making a difference in other people's lives that have no clue who you are. And you're bringing that together, and that's really powerful and really cool. And congratulations on that.
Thank you. That means a lot. It's really nice to hear, especially because it has been quite a journey in creating it. And there were totally moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I made a huge mistake. I've ruined my reputation. People hate me. But then there's also the moments where like, this is absolutely, I believe in this so much. And I think that new ideas are going to be crazy until they're proven. And if I don't do it, someone else will, and they will get all the glory. And I know that what we are doing right now, I believe in it. I mean, I've even had friends that, thought that was weird. And as they hear the story more, okay, yes, I get it now. Which like any offer, whether you're selling shoes or you're selling tickets to a marketing event, like they have to understand the why and what's in it for them and why does it matter to buy a ticket. And for people that don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to buy a ticket. I don't buy tickets to baseball games, but there's certainly a stadium full of people that do. There's an audience for it. And just like how I mentioned, Airbnb and Uber, it was crazy. People also were against it until it became the new a norm and just another option. It's just an option for people.
So big question. Are you making a documentary?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Awesome. And this is not your first wedding for either of you, right?
Right. Yeah.
This is not like those people like, oh, didn't you grow up and want this fairy tale wedding and want this, romantic thing? This is not romantic. This is capitalism.
A sequel
or whatever. Like, no. This is totally cool. I wish I did. My wedding cost $250,000 and I did it in Cartagena, Colombia. And I wish I would have charged tickets.
Wow.
It was a 3-day experience. I mean, I'm divorced now. It was, I didn't know. I just met Norm then, so he wasn't able to come, but people are still talking about it, what we did at that wedding.
Yeah.
And so those are moments that you want to preserve. But what are you seeing now, just to pivot just a little bit before we wrap up, in the AI in the space? I know YouTube's come out with these new rules that they're going to be cracking down. And I think there's some misinterpretations on what that actually means. And then UGC and like all the impact of AI on video creation and social media, particularly when it comes to video. What are you seeing there, or what's your opinion on where this is going?
Yeah, it's crazy that we live in a time where it's hard to tell what's AI and what's real. And the fact that YouTube is, setting up regulations now that AI content can't be monetized, I think will also help for the people that are just, humans trying to create content to connect with people. And I think that's what's also going to win, is the content that connects with people, because there's such overproduced AI stuff. I think that the kind of content that's just like human to human. I mean, an example that I give a lot is this guy named Sam Sulek, and he is this like jacked bodybuilder, and his content is like, it's disruptive in uncommon ways, that he sets up his camera next to him while he's driving, and he's just like driving to the gym and talking to you while he's driving. And then he'll set it up in his cart at the grocery store while he's getting his food and explaining what his diet is to get all these gains and whatever. And then in front of him while he's eating dinner at his table. And it's just like, I've even watched it and gotten sucked into it and was like, why am I so intrigued by this? Because he's just this guy that it's like you're in the same room with him, that he's talking to you directly. And I'm not even interested in bodybuilding, but it's so contagious because he's just so real. And when we're talking about AI, artificial, people are going to have more craving for real. And I think that that's why, if we go back to the beginning of the conversation of people that are like afraid to get on camera, I think they're afraid of like showing people who they just really are, but that's the stuff that's going to really hit home the most.
Hey, Kevin King and Norm Farrar here. If you've been enjoying this episode of Marketing Misfits, thanks for listening this far. Continue listening. We got some more valuable stuff coming up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast player, or if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, make sure you subscribe to our channel, because you don't want to miss a single episode of the Marketing Misfits. Have you subscribed yet, Norm?
Well, this is an old guy alert. Should I subscribe to my own podcast?
Yeah, but what if you forget to show up one time and it's just me on here? You're not going to know what I say.
I'll buy you a beard and you can sit in my chair too. And you can go back and forth with one another. Yikes! But that being said, don't forget to subscribe, share it. Oh, and if you really like this content, somewhere up there's a banner. Click on it and you'll go to another episode of the Marketing Misfits.
Make sure you don't miss a single episode, because you don't want to be like Norm.
Oh.
Yeah, I follow. I'm on TikTok probably the most, just chilling, at night or something, just flip through. And the people that I follow the most are the ones that are the most authentic. And they're taking you a little bit behind their life, and they're playing with their dog, or they're showing their flaws. Or it's a couple that's a Asian guy and a young girl. And a lot of people think she's his daughter, but because she looks a lot younger than what she is. And all she does is film him, you hear her voice. You don't see her much on camera. And he's sitting at his desk, with a bunch of computer screens, and he talks about whatever's going on in the news. But it's just the way he does it. It's very authentic, and it's really good. And I think that's what we need more of. And you have all these AI stuff with the Bigfoots, and then the next thing's babies, and the next thing's this, and everybody's just jumping on. Look how cool the tool is. But it comes back to fundamental storytelling and fundamental authenticity, and that's what a lot of these people don't have. They may be able to push buttons or have AI even write something, but it's not that human touch. And I think that's where the big opportunity is going to be.
Yeah, you said it.
All right. Well, we are coming up to the top of the hour, and we always ask our misfits one question. Do they know a misfit?
Oh, I sure do. I would say that my fiance, Steve Larson, is a great misfit, that we fit very well together because we're both misfits.
Perfect. Well, we would love to talk to Steve.
Yes.
Steve's a good guy. He's a smart guy. That would be great. Well, really appreciate you coming on today and talking to us and taking a little bit of time out of this busy 9 days countdown to spend a little time with a couple old guys over here.
Oh, so excited. Thank you. This is a really fun, energetic conversation, and we'll have to stay tuned for whatever the finale, whatever happens with the wedding.
If people want to reach out to you or find out more about you, or what's the best way for them to follow you or get in touch or anything like that?
Instagram, look up Marley Jaxx, and I respond to all my own DMs there. You'll never get a VA in there responding for me. It's always me. And then my YouTube channel, look up youtube.com/Marley Jaxx.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right, Marley, we're going to remove you, and can't wait. Super success. Congratulations with the wedding.
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations.
You so
Awesome.
And there we go. I did my job.
You did it. You're getting good at this after a year
and a half or
whatever of this. You're getting good at this. Now, I think there's massive opportunity right now, and you and I have talked about this. So it's the convergence of what we're doing of AI, social, and social commerce specifically, but also that plays into social, and then marketplaces. And those three things, I think, where the biggest opportunity is. And I heard someone say, I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk, actually. I was flipping through TikTok earlier today, and he says social media is dead. And what he calls it's not social media, it's what do you call it? Interest media. Because now all the algorithms are tailoring everything to what you're interested in. So like she said, if you're interested in baseball, you go to the baseball game. If you're not interested in going to paying to go to a cool wedding, you don't. But those that do, and he said everything is gearing more towards interest media versus social media. Social originally was to bring people together and to show, more of a social aspect, and it's becoming less of that and more of an interest based. And I think following people like Marley and learning from her and seeing what she's doing is the way to go if this is something that you want to do.
Yeah, and anybody want to listen to us, if they have an interest in two old guys, just come on over, subscribe.
Yeah, just go to marketingmisfits.co is the website, or you can follow us on. Now we got to reevaluate this after what Marley said. We have 2 YouTube channels, but now we're going back and forth. Should we have one for shorts and one for long? But we do right now.
We do, and that's Marketing Misfits podcast for the long form. And then for the short clips under 3 minutes, you can always go over to Marketing Misfits Clips and the YouTube channel. We just launched it about a month ago. It's really
TikTok.
Going well. Or TikTok. What did I say? YouTube.
You said YouTube, yeah.
I'm old. I get a pass.
And now we got to launch the Instagram Shorts as well, Norm. But we'll be back here every Tuesday with another guest. Everybody from Marley Jaxx to Neil Patel to Forbes Riley to you name it. We have the top people in marketing coming on the Marketing Misfits. So come join us for the ride. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back again next week with another awesome episode.
See you next week.
Take care.